Hey, Chef Andre here. Today we're going to make some delicious French-style crepes. I top them off with a delicious raspberry sauce, and these are easy to make, paleo, gluten-free. They're so good you're not going to believe it. I'm going to show you all the tricks. Make sure you stay to the end and hit subscribe. Thanks again for watching.
So we're going to start off preheating your pan on about medium-low heat. We've got 2 eggs. We're going to beat them well. Don't overmix them because it'll make the crepes tough, but we want to make sure all the eggs with the yolks and whites are all incorporated well. After we mix those well, we're going to be adding a cup of almond milk. I prefer the unsweetened variety. We're going to incorporate that fully with our whisk. And now we've got a tablespoon of coconut oil. Now this is melted. I melted it in the microwave and made sure it sat on the counter for a little bit so it was not hot to the touch. We don't want to start cooking our eggs just yet. We've got a tablespoon of bocha-sweet. It's a really nice paleo sweetener. Or you can use your palm sugar, things like that you like. This is a 3/4 of a cup of tapioca flour. Be careful adding this. It's easy to make a giant mess with this stuff. It's very light. And now we've got a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. And when you're mixing this up, we're going to want to make sure we get all the lumps out. Don't beat it too fast. We're not whipping it and making it light and fluffy. We're just incorporating it. So just spend a little bit of time and it will all come together real nice. And don't forget that pinch of salt. Even those we are making today, the sweet variety of crepes, still needs a little bit. And scrape the bottom of the bowl, make sure there's no lumps. Now that's nice, creamy consistency. I want to make sure it's nice and pourable like that. I like to use a large measuring cup to pour it in. Now we're going to take a little bit of that coconut oil, melt it in the pan, kind of swirl it around, and then what I like to do is take a paper towel and distribute it evenly. So we don't have a ton of oil on there. You know, we're still watching our calories even though we're a paleo. And now we're going to pour it in about a 1/4 of a cup at a time. You're going to pour it quickly so it doesn't cook while you're pouring it. So as soon as you're done pouring it, pick that pan up and twist it around like that so you can spread that batter evenly around. And after the batter is nice and evenly distributed, we're cooking it at 2 minutes per side. I'm going to speed the video up here so you can see what it looks like when they're done. Now you're going to see the edges kind of start to dry out and curl up at the ends. And when it's time to flip it here, we're just going to put our spatula right underneath that edge of the pancake, the crepe, and just lift it up with our fingers and just flip it over. Now it's a little bit hot. You could try using your spatula, but you're probably going to tear some of them. But just be careful, lift it up, it'll cool off for a brief second there. And you just pick that edge up, boom, just like that. If any of it folded over, use your spatula to correct, and another 2 minutes per side on that next side. And it's done when those edges start to look like they're curling up. Now if you're cooking these to freeze or to save for later, you can put a piece of wax paper in between them or in between like every 3rd one. So I'm going to show you that pouring again. Remember, we're going to pour it, quickly turn that pan around before it cooks, spread it evenly, 2 minutes, and then we're going to lift that corner up, flip it, and just keep going at it. And if you want to, you can also do olive oil if you want them a little bit more color on them. A little crispier than the coconut oil, I find. So now we're going to finish them. We've got 2 plates garnished with some nice raspberries. We're going to put them back in that pan. Now you could even do this the next day or right before you're going to serve them. Spread some jam right on that plate there. This gives it a nice base, and I like using a seedless, no sugar added jam. If it's too cold, throw it in the microwave for a couple of seconds. And if it's still too tight, you can add some almond milk to it to loosen it up. Now we're going to take that jam, spread it on that crepe, and just fold it into quarters there. I like to brown one side, flip it, spread the jam, fold it in half, and then half again. And then we're going to use your favorite paleo sweetener. That bocha-sweet makes a great powdered sugar, and we're just going to top it with that. And those are absolutely fantastic. Fully paleo, gluten-free, great for almost any diet. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and then let's make skinny tasty.